Peace and blessings, collective. Welcome in. A bit of a different vibe this morning. I decided to kind of first thing come and join you all here because the energy is so potent. I joined a group meditation, a live group meditation this morning, and during it, when I was focusing on my breath, like, and the goal of meditation is not to turn off the mind, as the bottom of the deck in my hand says mindfulness. It's not to turn off the mind, but to essentially transcend it, to become aware of the thoughts, but not identifying with them, not riding the wave that the thoughts may take you on. But there was a moment where I had a very like self conscious thought, like physically, bodily self conscious. And the first, like, it wasn't, the thought I had was not that I hated this part of my body, but because I heard in my mind, I heard myself say, I hate that I think that, or I hate that I feel that. And immediately it was like, no, you can't change something you hate. You accept that you feel it. You allow that you feel it, but that does not mean that you cling on to the feeling. And as soon as I like consciously made that switch, my entire body softened and a tear literally ran down my face, which felt like the instant transmutation of that energy. And I honestly, I feel like I see my body different, like literally, I feel like I see my body differently from that singular exchange internally. But that's a message. Like, if you are in a state of distaste for your current reality, you're going to, and I'm not speaking this over you, but you're kind of bound to repeat or to be stuck there until you accept and allow in a way that allows you to also move forward. Because the acceptance is also the release. Acceptance does not mean to keep something. That means you get to look at it objectively and realize that it's not something you have to identify with. You get to choose whether or not you identify with it. The specific, I'm going to just share the specific thing that it was that I realized, because it's something that has always kind of kept me from being able to really get into deep breath work meditation. Because it was really when I relaxed my abdomen, and this might even be like a body dysmorphia type thing, which, like I said, I feel like I see myself differently now after having this experience. But it was that, like, when I relax my abdomen, I feel fat. Like that was literally the thought that I had, and it was like, and I was like, I hate that I think that, I hate that I feel that, and it's like, no, I allow my human to have their feelings, but I'm here. The I am presence that keeps coming out in these messages. If you've seen any of the previous messages, that I am presence came in to say, but you're not. Like, you don't have to identify as that, and you are not that. Like, literally, you're just not. And even if you were, you don't have to, that does not have to define who you are. And especially when you're sitting entirely alone in meditation where no one can see you, what the hell does it matter? Like, and that was like, I was like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I've had the, like, why does it matter if nobody's even looking at me thought. I've had that before, but I never got to the level of realizing that it wasn't even the part of my body that I held the resentment against. It was the fact that I felt those feelings to begin with. But you have to accept what you feel in order to feel differently. Cast away negativity. Literally. Cast away negativity. You get to choose, and it's the energy, the idea that this was just on the bottom of the deck, but I didn't acknowledge it, union. And that's that internal union, the divine masculine and the divine feminine within. And with like this snake energy is also giving me like kundalini activation, which is also like the inner union. So that might be significant for someone at this time. I know this is definitely a very highly charged and activated time, magical powers. yeah, you're gonna like, there's a lot of powers coming online, and dragonflies have been a major synchronicity. So you may be seeing a lot of dragonflies. I know I have. And bottom of the deck with navigation. This is a new timeline. We are literally navigating a new timeline. There was a thread that I was going to follow before we got into the union and castaway negativity. The internal universe. Okay. So like that the as within, so without, as above, so below has been resonating so much more deeply for me in the last like 48 hours, as far as like your internal experience is like the microcosm of the external universe that we experience. Like, you get to govern your own universe. You get to create your own universal laws from within. Because I was listening to another reader talk about like how the law of gravity on Earth changes or alters or defines the way that we manifest here on Earth, because we have to abide by the laws of gravity and all the other universal laws that apply specifically to this planet. But in other solar systems, other planetary star systems, there are different laws that make manifestation a different experience. And when you're operating from a multidimensional perspective, realizing that your consciousness does not only inhabit your vessel, and knowing that your consciousness is also manifesting in these other realities, you are able to see how easy it is to change your own paradigm, because there are infinite paradigms to embody, but you have to be aware of the choice. That's a major, like, that is a huge theme, is being aware of the choice. Be aware of your ability to choose differently. We have good fortune on the bottom of the deck. But yes, be aware of the choices. And that's something else that has come out before, is the fact that like all the options presented are not the only options available, but you have to know that for yourself. This is not like, they're not going to, so many things came out, but bottom was nature spirit and growth. So yeah, time in nature, definitely, like being able to witness how things take place organically, like being in natural spaces where there is no line between good and bad and death and life, where living things sprout out of the decay of death in nature. It's not a dual experience. Like, you are constantly dying and being rebirthed in every moment. It resonated for me actually yesterday in meditation that like, it's like the heartbeat is the life, but the stillness between the beats is the death. And it's happening constantly. Every new now moment you get to be new, because you can choose to be. If there is something that you want to change in your reality, you have the power to change it by simply choosing fire, alchemy, alchemizing, and healer. You can self heal by identifying with the version of you that is healed. Spiritual cleansing, spiritual baths may be significant. I know I saw a reel on Instagram that was talking about the spectacle of baptism, and the performative nature of it, and that, you know, spiritual baths are something that you can do for yourself whenever you want to. Like, you don't have to have someone, the way they said it was, drown you for 3 seconds in order to be cleansed. It's like there's a cleansing, like you can make that part of your personal ritual. Soul star activation, fulfilling soul contracts, remembering who you are beyond the external validation, beyond the Arcturian light codes, evolutionary downloads, recalling power, future thinking. So like with the evolutionary thinking, that's taking me into another theme that has been very strong for me, which is conscious evolution, like consciously participating in human evolution. And to like, oh, the new human, the storylines around the new human, if you're familiar, like if you've, I know I've expressed it on this channel as I identify as a new human living in the new earth because I am consciously participating in evolution. Like I am choosing to accept that that is what is taking place because it is. Like you are evolving. We are evolving. The human species is evolving. You can't exist for thousands of years and not evolve. And we see it like when we think of evolution and we think about it in animals, it's almost as though we depersonalize it. We separate ourselves from the animals that are evolving, not realizing that we too are evolving. But because we have this consciousness, this God essence, this creator ability, we're able to participate consciously if we allow ourselves to be aware of what's taking place and not assigning these rigid labels to what's going on. Like I'm being taken back to like the some of the earlier readings on this page about ascension symptoms and not assigning your experience to a specific diagnosis. Because especially when things kind of arise out of nowhere, you can't, I won't say can't, but you shouldn't. Now, if you desire to maintain a high vibration, you cannot assign specific rigid, like lower vibrational labels to what you're experiencing. Because just because you have a sore throat and a stuffy nose does not mean you have a cold, the flu, whatever it is. Like and that if you think about the number of ailments that have the exact same symptoms, that right there is enough for you to say, well, maybe it's something else, and allow that something else to be something that is for your benefit. And as you are experiencing these things that make you feel as though you are ill, continue to identify with the version of yourself that is healed. I am healed. I am better than I was before. I am so grateful that these symptoms are subsiding as I speak. We have memories of Atlantis, spiritual acceleration, progress, technology, star gathering, stars aligned, remembering home, soul family. A lot of us are going to be in contact with energies, beings, galactic ancestors that we are already familiar with. But it's going to, like, if you are not tapped in a way to acknowledge that there are non-corporeal beings here to support you, it could be a little alarming. Like, and not to say that they're going to, I don't know, because it feels like the presence is going to be strong. And I'm not the only channel that has received that message. Shout out to New Diamonds here on YouTube. She just posted a video. It's like 2 hours long, but it's talking about like all of the energies that are coming through in this 8/8 portal. And it was so activating. Like check out her channel if you are interested in deeper activation around like the astrology and the like intergalactic interconnectedness. She is a strong channel of that energy. We have Order of Melchizedek, embraced by light, mission uncovered, don't give up. Literally, like, and it may feel like things get, but it's always the darkest before dawn. Like there is, massive transformation on the other side of you accepting and allowing things to unfold as they are. But maintaining your co-creational sovereignty by not creating timelines that you don't want to inhabit in your mind. And I have developed the practice of now, whenever something, like if a thought comes through my mind that I don't want to experience, like a thought of a projection into the future, my immediate response is, yeah, but not on this timeline. That is like me disidentifying with with having that experience instead of dwelling on it and allowing it to be a possibility for me. It's not a possibility because I'm not inhabiting that timeline intentionally. Bottom of the deck, halls of learning, spirit guides, confirmation, great lessons. There are there's karmic cycles being closed to the point where if you are on the other side of this ascension, like if you are firmly planting your awareness on higher consciousness, karma ceases to exist because you're no longer operating in a karmic loop. You're no longer seeking retribution or revenge or whatever it is. You're no longer trying to balance the scales because you realize that all is in balance as it is, and that there is no affront or no offense, and everyone is operating from the best of their own knowledge, awareness, and wisdom. And that if you feel, you may feel as though you have more knowledge, awareness, and wisdom, but if you don't operate from it, it's just as good as not having it. So trusting that all is unfolding exactly as it should. Conscious breathing is a very important practice at this time. And it's not even to say that you have to rigidly do breath work, but being aware of your breathing and being able to tap into the breath at any given moment. Like anytime you feel resistance or lower vibrational energies trying to rise to the surface and cause you to react, if you can catch it before the reaction actually surfaces and breathe, game changer. Literal game changer. High Priestess on the bottom of the deck. Very tapped in, and that this pillar coming from her head looks very, very synchronistic to this Order of Melchizedek card. There's definitely, and even the Arcturians, the Arcturian light codes, there are major downloads occurring at this time. And you just need to be open to receiving. That's it. Like, just set the intention to be open to receive and go on about your business. Like, hold on, there's two cards here. The Chariot and Strength. This literally feels like divine support. Like you are being picked up and carried to your next destination as long as you allow it to happen. You know how, like, when a kid, like, if the kid is, sleeping on the couch and you pick them up and put them in the bed, they don't even know they don't realize anything happened until they wake up and realize they're somewhere else. But then there's also the kids who are fighting their sleep and you're carrying them to the bed while they're thrashing and kicking and screaming. That's not a pleasant experience for anyone involved. You still get to the destination, but there's so much more resistance. Like, relax. You are in divine hands. You are being wow. There is rapid communication coming in around whatever this next chapter holds for you, because you have walked away, and there may still be some baggage because we are still human, and there's always things that arise that we may have been holding on to with this Four of Pentacles, but know that justice is being served. Like, you don't have to hold on to the grudge, the anger, the whatever it is in order for justice to be served. Allow the divine scales to balance themselves. You do not have to participate in the retribution, you don't have to serve someone their karma, because by doing so, intentionally trying to serve someone their karma, it re-enter the karmic loop. So if you just remove yourself entirely and allow them, because if they truly have operated from a state of intending to harm, or just simply not intending the best for all involved, and maybe are just very self-identified and only concerned about self, and not in the one self kind of way, but in the little self, the singular human self kind of way, then there is no other way but for the reality that they experience to reflect to them what they are on the inside. So if their insides are ugly, their outside experience probably will be too, without your help. allow yourself to have a beautiful experience by simply packing up whatever you got to take with you and walking away. But the goal is to pack very light. And we have Queen of Wands and Ace of Pentacles. You have this energy alone feels like you are sitting on $1 million idea, and this may be something you're conscious of, or this is something that is going to be revealed to you in like that Magician on the bottom of the deck. You are like, this is a manifestation that wants to be birthed through you. This, yeah, and it's not something, if this is not something you are already consciously aware of, don't try to force anything to come to mind right now. This is something that is going to be a divine download during this time frame, during this 8/8 portal energy. Magician and the King of Pentacles, because you are a master manifester, and higher consciousness knows that. So therefore, when they give you the download, they know that it is going to come to fruition immediately, because they trust you, because you have proven yourself trustworthy to yourself, because that's all it is. As soon as you can show yourself that you are trustworthy, meaning you keep the promises that you give to yourself, you keep your word to yourself, then that is when things start to flow, because it's all you. So if you've built trust with yourself, now everything moves faster. And we have the Knight of Cups. So there's like this, there is like divine union energy, even though the focus is the divine union internally, but that having that union internally manifests into also getting to experience it in the 3D, because that's what the human is here for, is to have these sensual experiences, literally to experience through the senses. But you have to know that you already have whatever it is you're seeking inside of you, and then it appears outside of you. And we have Temperance, balance, but also like earth angel energy. You have been an angel in people's lives, and you're being rewarded for that. The seeds that you've planted, and that's actually a message I heard this morning as well. King of Pentacles back out. Yeah, this is whatever this manifestation is. It's in the 3D. Like, this is something you are going to get to see, hold, feel, touch, taste, smell, whatever it is. Like, this is happening in your real, like, we've gotten to the point now where the internal work really has been done. The rewiring has been done. You're working with new hardware and software. Like, you've been upgraded physically, mentally, and emotionally in a way that you now allow the emotions to flow through you without identifying with them. And you allow the thoughts to bring those emotions to the surface without identifying with the thoughts themselves. So now that means that you are able to operate in a responsive fashion as opposed to a reactive fashion, because the ability to respond means you get to make the conscious choice of what you experience instead of making habitual reactive choices or responses. Because a reaction is a response, but the idea of a reaction is the fact that it's like a instant, it's cause and effect. Like, there is no cause, thought, effect. It's just cause, you hurt me, now I'm yelling. Instead of, did you really mean to hurt me? Or am I hurting myself? If I decide to be hurt, I'm really just hurting myself. And I don't actually need to be hurt by what you just said, even if what you said may have been hurtful. I don't have to cling to the pain. And by identifying that I just experienced pain, I can alchemize it, and I don't even need to respond to you with the pain that I felt, but I can let you know that what you did hurt me without hurting you back. Knight of Wands, dancing to the beat of your own drum, like finding your own natural rhythm that keeps you in a natural state of flow, ease, peace, joy, happiness that is not dependent on any external factor. And then I'm seeing this Abraham Hicks card sitting right here that says, I can relax into my natural well-being. The essence of all that you appreciate is constantly flowing into and creating your reality. As you appreciate, your state of appreciation opens more channels that allow you more for which to feel appreciation. Simply be grateful for your ability to discern, for your ability to make new choices, to identify with your innate truth, to be able to identify with the God presence, the I am presence, to know that you are everything and nothing at the same time. Number 13, rest. Bottom of the deck, 27, infinite abundance. We're going to read both of those cards. Let's see. 13. Be gentle with yourself as you honor the natural ebbs and flow of ascension. Excuse me. I also don't have my glasses on, but that's not a problem. I can see. If you have drawn this card, you are being asked to surrender fully to the restorative power of rest. Through rest, you will be able to attune and assimilate to the intense energies moving through you. Loved one, allow yourself to just be. Let go without judgment or resistance and simply rest in love. By allowing yourself to slow down through this time of accelerated energy, you are better able to digest and recalibrate your own frequency. There may be times, however, when you feel you should be doing more. This oracle reminds you to honor the process of transformation. Release any guilt or shame that may arise from taking time out for you and move into your own rhythms and cycles of rest. Trust that you can take time out to replenish, restore, and attune without being consumed by the solidarity of your journey. As you step away from an outmoded frequency of reality, you reconnect with yourself in a more powerful way. Exercise. Take time out to simply rest. Replenish your body with self-care and love. Affirmation. I honor my soul by taking time out to rest. And then number 27, infinite abundance. Abundance is not something we acquire. It is something we tune into. Wayne Dyer. You are being invited to step into your power and connect more fully to the infinite abundance all around you. It is time to stop playing it small and embrace your part in the co-creative dance of creation. Release limiting beliefs that stop you from truly opening up to the generous, infinite blessings of abundance. Take off the cap in your ability to manifest abundance on all levels of being. Spirit is beckoning you to realize your greatness. By clearing the blocks that limit your soul, you open up to the infinite field of possibilities. The ability to manifest on a larger scale becomes effortless and natural. As limiting beliefs fall away, you connect more deeply to life's guiding light. Through this light, you are propelled naturally and organically to abundance, blessings, and prosperity in all areas of your life. With a deep feeling of gratitude, watch as blessings unfold. That feeling the appreciation, the gratitude. Gratitude magnetizes abundance. Exercise. Close your eyes. Visualize a wall with many bricks. Each brick symbolizes a belief or block that keeps you from truly opening up to abundance. Place your hands on this wall and send this wall absolute love and compassion. As you do this, allow this wall to melt away. As it melts, see a golden door. Go through that door and visualize golden light of abundance, prosperity, and love raining down on you. Allow yourself to completely merge with this golden light of love. Affirmation. I am infinite and limitless, abundantly blessed in all areas of my life. And this card is associated with the root chakra, and that is that King of Pentacles energy. Like, even just looking at root chakra red, King of Pentacles. Like, this is a grounded abundance. This is not some, what came to mind is not some pie in the sky abundance. Like when you are able to align with your innate abundance, with the vastness of your internal landscape, the field of infinite possibilities, the quantum field, the multidimensional quantum field, you align naturally with everything you desire because you are already one with it. And all that is required for you to receive it is to be here now. Like to be so present that you are operating in alignment with your truth, like with the truth of you, the beyond this physical vessel. Because if you're listening this, if you made it this far on this message, you know that you are so much more than human. Yes, human, but so much more than human. And it's the grounding of the idea of being able to operate in your non-physical essence while still in this physical body, like being able to fully activate your light body in your physical vessel. Archangel Michael, Sword of Light message as final confirmation for the collective. Prioritize self-care. There's that rest. 24. You do so much for others. It's time for you to experience the love you deserve and let others help you. Number 9, don't give up on love. A relationship you cherish can be healed. Allow me to clear the way for forgiveness so that love can thrive again. And then we have 23, pray from the heart. Prayer really can move mountains. Reach out to the divine with your heart's concerns and watch miracles unfold. But don't pray and worry. Bottom of the deck, 33. This is a blessing in disguise. Be patient and have faith that your angels have this situation under control. What will come is far better than you dared to dream. And on that note, I am going to love and leave y'all here. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Service links are in the description. There's also a link to a tip jar if you feel called to give in that way. Greatly appreciated, but certainly not required. I am wishing you an abundant ascension, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Love y'all. Peace.